Hello, everybody. I'm doing a tutorial on R-Shiny. Shiny is a part of R that allows users to put data insights into the hands of decision makers. That's what it's called online. And what this means is it's basically a customizable Tableau dashboard that you can create and load into a browser as a data analyst for your boss or any of the management or decision makers to view. Really as a front end version of whatever backend data insights you are calculating. So for this, I'm going to use a very basic example to create a very basic R-Shiny app using our sick days data set that we had in assignment 4. It was task 9. So I'm borrowing that same data set, and since we already understand it, and we're going to see how sick days vary by department, manager, or gender level. And also, to save time, since this is just a 5 to 10 minute video, I'm going to be copy and pasting a lot in here. So first thing, we want to install the Shiny package and run the Shiny library. And then I'm going to bring in the data set, which I will also provide the what I'm calling sickdays.csv. This is our standard data cleaning, inspect and clean variables. I'm changing some to factors. I won't get into this for this video because we don't have that much time, but we'll do that here. Here we have our data set: gender, manager, department, sick days. Here are our 3 factors, and we're going to look at sick days by these factors. That's very basic. That's not really Shiny, but just to get us started. The way Shiny works, there are really 2 components to creating a dashboard, and that is the UI, the user interface, and that's what the front end is going to look like, and the server logic, the server, what data is being input into this front end and what is it outputting. So for that, let's copy the first component, which is UI. A lot of this I have set up in advance here. So what this section is here, this is that UI section I was talking about. And a lot of the time, I mean, when coding with R, you could just copy this from online, which is what I did because someone else has created these user interfaces already. So might as well just repurpose their code and save time. Of course, if it's available online and allowed with permission. But what we change here, I changed the title to sick days at the office. The variables that we want in our input selector. So we want to look at sick days by gender, department, manager. So I created a drop down list here. Again, sick days. And then another thing that I changed here, I called this sick plot. You'll see that comes in later in the server section. You're basically calling in the user interface whatever plot you create later from the data set. So that is the user interface, the UI, what it should look like. And then the server section is what the data should look like. For now, I just want to create a framework to show you how it works. So we're not doing anything special right now for the server. We're not bringing in any data. I really just want to show you what happens when we run this code. And so let's read in these here, the UI and the server, and then let's call the Shiny app, the UI and the server section. So we'll call the 2 things that we just read in, and this is what we get. Just the framework of what our dashboard is going to look like. You can run this on a browser. You can send this and share it to whoever you want, whatever decision makers you want to see your insights. Here's the variable drop-down list that we created here in the select input code: gender, department, manager. So these are what's going to control the box plots that we see by sick days at the office. Let's X out of that. And we'll copy the full section of the server that's actually reading in the data set. So we will copy in the actual server that we're going to use. And some of this we have to change around since this is copied code. But just for this illustration purpose. So what we're going to do here is what we want to do is the title here. We're going to see sick days by the input variable from up here, whatever variable we select. And then this is the sick plot. It's calling the user interface up here, right here, is going to call this sick plot, which we create here, which is using the function render plot. We want to create a box plot of data, which is what we call our data set that we read in. So let's do this again. We already read in the UI part. Let's read this in again, and then call this app. And then here are sick days at the office. This is sick days by gender. Here it shows a box plot. These are the same box plots that you may have seen in task 9 previously in our class. But so right here, sick days by gender, male and female, there's one outlier. I won't go into in depth on what box plots mean since we learned that, and this is just a 5 to 10 minute video. We could then select department, and that's where we have accounting, HR, IT, operations, sales. It looks like IT has a little bit higher median than the others for taking sick days. And let's do another drop down by manager. And it looks like if manager equals yes, they also tend to have a little bit more, take a little bit more sick days. So basically, this is the R Shiny app. This is how we create it. You can do far more than this. It's fully customizable. I think software like Tableau is great if someone's taking the data-driven decisions class as well. But R Shiny is so customizable, and it's open source as the rest of R is. So you can create basically anything you want to share with these decision makers as a data analyst in a beautiful front end view. So you can change the colors of this, but for this video, this very quick tutorial, this is how what I'm showing, and hope you enjoyed it. And anything else you want to customize would be really in this section, whatever you want to show, how you want to read the data, what you want to analyze. For this purpose, we just looked at a box plot. And if you want to change the user interface, what it looks like, if you want to put logos in it or make it pretty, that would be done in this UI user interface section. Well, I hope you liked it. And that is a very, very basic quick tutorial of R Shiny. Thank you. Bye.